What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11, Episode 12. So look, we are down to the final five. We are here to see who will make it to the final four for the finale, which was filmed earlier this week. I'm sure you guys have seen all the looks all over the Insta of the gram. If not, just go to World of Wonder and they've had all of their looks and everybody looked beautiful, I thought. I don't want any spoilers or anything like that. I don't want to know until we know. But with that being said, we go into this episode. Of course, we pick up where we left off. Nina's just been eliminated. Everybody is gagged because Nina was a good competitor, and I think everybody sort of thought Nina would make it. But the reality is, we're at a point now where some great queens are gonna have to go to get down to the final, right? Um, the good thing that came out of that was that Silky and Evie sort of made up. Silky said, "Look, I realize that I never forgave you, and I owe you that." And I think it was a genuine moment between the two of them. That doesn't mean they're gonna be best friends, but I think it was a genuine moment to say, "Look, you sincerely apologize. You did something wrong. You sincerely apologized to me, and I should have accepted your apology, which is what I'm going to do now." And that's the best you can do. That's the best you can ask somebody. Somebody does something to you, all you can do is apologize. You're going to accept the apology or not, but not accepting the apology does what? Anyway. So this review's not going to be really long because here's the thing. Y'all know what this episode brings. Y'all know what it is. Michelle Visage comes in the workroom. The queens, the last five, have to do what? Write a verse for what? Rue's new single, right? This is what we do every season. They're going to go into the studio. They're going to record their verse. This year, they're going to be working with Todrick. Sometimes it's different producers. This time it's Todrick, and I forgot who the other guy is, the other producer. Todrick Hall. Then what are they gonna have to do? They're gonna have to prepare a number where they're gonna perform what? Their new song with their new verse, right? Who's gonna do the choreography? Todrick Hall. So this episode ain't really give us no surprises. And then what else they gonna do? They're gonna record what? An episode of the podcast with who? Rue and Michelle Visage. That's what we're gonna do. So real quick, Vanessa Mateo's Miss Vanjie, her verse was very ballroom. She had some kick cat 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 kick cat cat. It was cute. I liked it. Silky wants to represent for the big girls. I liked her. She brought a lot of energy with it. She was a little off because she said she ain't never done a rap before. She was a little off. It took her a few takes, but it was a cute little verse. Um, Akira's was about her being the baddest bitch with the baddest body. She was giving you like, Nicki Minaj, Lord, Nicki Minaj type, tease with her little verse. Um, Evie, I liked Evie. Let me tell you something. This whole episode, I liked Evie. I really did. And y'all know that Evie has gotten on my nerves more times than not. And I have had some choice words from Miss Evie Oddly. But in this particular episode, Evie did that. She did that. And in every aspect, I think Evie did a really good job. So with her verse, it was about her embracing her being odd. Like, I'm odd. I know I'm a straight shooter. I know I'm a little rough around the edges, but baby, this is who I am. And for that, it was cool. Brooklyn's verse was about her being the Queen of the North. It was like a play on Game of Thrones, Queen of the North, the House of Heights, that kind of thing. If you're in the Game of Thrones, you picked up on those puns and stuff like that. And it was cool. It didn't wow me, but it wasn't horrible. You know what I'm saying? For the podcast, we found out some interesting things about some of the queens we may not have known. Like for me, the most shocking thing I found out was that Akira is actually the legal guardian of her nephew. Her brother passed away, and she said she had to step up. And she said that it was sort of a full circle moment for her because throughout her life, she always felt because she was gay and sort of the non masculine of her brothers that was something that wouldn't be open to her. She said, but when it happened, the last thing she wanted was for her nephew to end up in the system. Once you go into the system, that's a whole nother situation. And so, she said that she said that it, that for as long as she's around, her nephew will never want for anything, and she gonna always be there for him. And I was like, hey, go for it. They asked, has the nephew met Akira? She said no. He's a little young for that now. She said eventually he will, but right now it's just a bit much. And I can respect that. That's something that mother Milan Trejor says about her children. When they were old enough, they knew Milan Trejor existed, or exist. I shouldn't say existed. They know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why I'm doing this when I'm talking to y'all. Um, I'm trying to charge my Fitbit. My Fitbit died, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I got to charge my Fitbit." Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry, got distracted. ADHD, my bad. But Milan Trejor said the same thing about her sons. They know that Milan exists, but they don't need to meet her. You know what I'm saying? They know Daddy, and that's it. That's what they need to know. They know Daddy. So anyway, is that right? Oh shit. Oh, that's right. What the hell? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm being trifling right now. Okay, forget it. I'm sorry. I'm being trifling right now. So, Evie talked about her mixed heritage a little bit, and just just the challenges and always being the oddball. And Michelle said, "Hey, I want you to work on opening yourself up a little bit, letting people kind of meet you, because we like who we meet. We like this guy that we're talking to right now, and you just need to be a little more open to sharing that with everybody." Um, Suki got a chance to open up about having, such an in-your-face personality, and how that didn't really play really well early on in the season, but how she sort of, you know, let that sort of be her motivation, and understanding how her personality can kind of come off to some people. Um, Now, with Vanessa Vanjie and with Brooklyn Heights, I'm just gonna put that down. It's just distracting me. With Vanessa Vanjie and Brooklyn Heights, basically they talked to them about each other. They asked about the relationship, and is it going to continue, and how did it start, and that kind of thing. And I'm like, I get it. They did talk. I take that back. They also talked to Vanjie about her relationship with her mom. Or was that later on in the episode? I think that was later on in the episode. I'm sorry, I take that back. That was later on in the episode. So that was pretty much that. So that's how the interviews went. And everybody took a selfie, and it was cool. Choreography. I'm not going to dwell on this, okay? The choreography. Brooklyn got the moves, but in the words of Todrick Hall, I'm going to need you to put some stank on it. She's very technical because of the ballet training. She knew the choreography, but there was no emotion with it. It was just boom, 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 cat, cat, boom. And Todrick was like, I need you to put a little emotion on it. The person who got the choreography down best was Vanjie. Vanjie was boom, boom in it, like face boom. The only thing that they kind of Todrick got on her about was looking at the camera. Don't look down at your feet, look up, give us face, give us emotion, give us some looks. But when she did it the second time, boom, got it. Um, Evie got it. My baby Akira, honey. But this is what I love about Akira. She knows she can't court. She said, look, everybody know I can't dance. It ain't no it ain't no surprise, it ain't no question. I can't dance. Um, but Todrick told her, look, I need you to sell it. Even if you do all of the wrong moves, I need you to sell it as if you are right. You know what I mean? And she was like, okay, I hear it. Miss Silky Ganache, honey, came through there, and the big girl represented. Because when I say she was cat, 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 boom, 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 like she had it down. Okay. So then the ladies perform. Okay. Out of the performances, I'll be honest with you, my favorite performance was Evie Oddly. Evie did that. And we know that she can contour her body. We know that she can do these weird and different things. And she did all of that. But I liked everything. I liked her look. I liked her makeup. I liked her wig. I definitely liked the way she did her body. She did this whole back spring thing, and she walked, and it was crazy. I loved her performance. My second favorite performance was Akira, and again, I ain't gonna study it and make sure she hit every point. I can't do that, okay? That ain't my thing. I don't have a technical eye. I just know I look at it and I like it. I liked what I saw from Akira. I loved her performance. I thought she did a great job. My third favorite would probably be Silky. It was a little sloppy, but it was full of emotion, and she went there. Like the confidence was like, "Rrr," like she boom. My only criticism, and I hate to agree with Michelle Visage, was there was a point where we could see her undergarments. She had the black undergarment with the nude, and you could see the black Spanx or whatever it was that she was wearing. And I'm like, come on, Silky. Like, I get it if that's what you bought, that's all you had, but come on, boo. You know what I mean? Like, you did everything so well, and then we can still see your damn undergarments. So, um. Vanjie was next. Vanjie looked like she didn't want to be there. I don't know. And again, hate to agree with Michelle, but she said that. She said, her whole, it was like she was half lip syncing and she wasn't really putting a lot of emotion. Like, did her and Brooklyn get into a fight before the episode started? I don't know, because she wasn't really giving me anything. And I was so disappointed because I expected something from Vanjie. I expected, because she did so well in the rehearsal. My least favorite performer was Brooklyn. Here's what I'm going to say about Brooklyn. Am I the only one that's over Brooklyn being a ballerina? Like, we get it. We get it. You are very limber. You are a trained ballerina, so you can give us ballerina moves. And it was very, like, she did the same thing. She did the moves, but with no emotion. And even with her rap, she did the rap, but she didn't land it with any type of emotion. So it was just kind of like, and that's honestly how I felt before I even heard the judges' critiques. It just so happened that this week we agreed. So we get to the runway, and once again, I'm over Brooklyn. Brooklyn comes out in a ballerina outfit and twirls all the way across the stage on her toes. We get it. You can point, was a point? You can dance on your, I forget, it's called point dancing or whatever. I know it's not called point dancing, y'all. I know. But it's point. I know it's point something or something point. But we know that you can stand on your feet, your tippy toes, and dance. We know you can do that. And I just felt like for that to be your final runway, to me, was very weak. Because I'm thinking, you're supposed to be bringing us the best you got. And we know this. Like, we know you're a ballerina, and we know that you can do this. You did this already. You have done the runway on your toes before. We got it. We got it. Give me something different. And I just felt like she didn't do that. Silky, I loved it. I loved her dress. She was, I mean, I don't know if she could breathe, honey, but she wore the hell out that dress, okay? I loved it. It was very pageant, but it looked really nice on her. Um, Vanjie, loved her look this week. It was a green dress, strapless with a little peekaboo bra, because that was on purpose. I can't stand a bra, but when it's purposeful and it's on purpose, I love it. And I'm going to say that was on purpose, because if not, then it would have ruined the whole look. But I love that dress. It was green. It was very classic couture. You know what I'm saying? Evie Oddly, loved her look. Evie was giving us, it was glamour, but it was still oddly. Everything was in threes. She had three eyes. She had, her gloves were set up so they looked like she had three fingers. And then she had three breasts, right? I was like, okay. I loved it, because at first I didn't even notice all of that until I kept looking. And she had a wig that looked like she had on braids in her hair, and it looked really nice. That was actually, I'm going to say, as far as the glamour side of it, that was my favorite look from Evie all season. Now, of course, she had some campy looks that I liked, but to give it to a straight glamour, I loved it, and it still had Evie in it. Akira Davenport, loved her look. Again, it was very pageant, but to me, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful blue dress with fringes. I thought she did very well. Okay. So then, of course, Rue did the whole, you guys are role models for younger queens that are trying to find their place. And what would you say to a younger you? And she goes through each person and has a baby picture of all of them. Um, Ain't none of them really say a whole lot to shake down the world, to be honest with you. Um, Silky said, just, you knew who you were. Like, I think the picture, the little boy was 6 years old. When I say a 6-year-old Silky is what is she, 26-year-old Silky, however old she is now, I don't know how she is. She looked the exact same. Okay? The exact same. But she said, you knew who you were then. You knew at 6 years old, you knew you were a little gay boy. And, I just wish that you embrace it. But everybody else, I don't think anybody else really. Let me make sure. Evie, don't build up so many walls. Vanessa, her mom, her best friend. Akira, we're gonna go through a lot of trials, but they're worth it. Brooklyn, I don't even remember what Brooklyn said. The judges pretty much agree with what I said already about their performances. They said that Brooklyn's was just missing a little something, something. It just wasn't there tonight. Um, Vanessa, Vanjie, same thing. She just wasn't really there. Akira stepped it up, blew the roof off. Suki a little sloppy, but she did a great job overall. And Evie won the night. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think they had a top tonight, but if they had a top, that would have been Evie. Yeah, I got this. I don't know if it's these. My allergies are killing me again. I did really well for about 2 weeks, but now they are. Excuse me. Are they really cutting up again? Anyway, so now it's time. And again, those were the judges' the critiques. Now I saw where this was going. And I said, the producers, y'all some shady motherfuckers. I saw where this was going. Okay. We get to the end, and it's time to see who's at the bottom and who's going to lip sync for their life. Evie, safe. She was the first name called. So if there's going to be a top, I'm going to say it was Evie. Next, Akira, you're safe. Boom. So we have Silky, Vanessa, Vanjie, and Brooklyn Heights on the. I said, I know what they're getting ready to do. They're getting ready to set it up so that the little boyfriends gonna have to lip sync against each other. We've been waiting for this all season. We knew they were gonna do it at some point, and I guess they saved it for the finale, honey. They saved it for the finale. Well, not the finale, but the final fourth part of it. Silky is safe, but she was in the bottom three, but she's safe. Okay. Comes down to Vanessa and Vanjie and Brooklyn. Now let me say this. Because I'm over Brooklyn and the damn point dancing and ballet dancing, as far as I'm concerned, I felt like Vanjie gave her a run for her money. They lip synced to Deeper Love, Aretha Franklin. And I think both of them did a good job. But Vanjie gives you that fire, right? But if you're going to look at the totality of the season, Brooklyn deserved to win. If we're going to look at, just that one little lip sync, I don't know. Because all Brooklyn did was ballet dance all across that damn stage. Now, she had a couple of good moves in there. I'm not going to say she didn't. But, again, she gave us what we already knew. You on your toes for the whole song doing ballet all across the stage. And I was just like, I'm over it. For me, I was just over it. I was over the whole ballet thing. But unfortunately, Vanjie was eliminated. Brooklyn, you stay. Do I disagree? I don't. I don't disagree because if we're talking about who deserves to be in the finale, Brooklyn deserves to be in the finale. I love Vanjie. I'm team Vanjie. But I do feel like there were a couple of weeks that Vanjie could have went home. Whereas Brooklyn, up until the last maybe 2 weeks, Brooklyn pretty much was consistent most of the season. So I'm not mad at the top four. We have Akira, we have Silky, Evie, and we have Brooklyn. Now, I'm not gonna say who I want to win or don't want to win or what have you, but I will say is it's gonna be real tough. It's gonna be a tough competition. You know how they usually eliminate one person, but I think I know who's gonna be eliminated first, and I think I know who the top two are gonna be, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. Um, I didn't look at Untucked. So with that being said, that's what we got, you guys. And Vanjie, of course, Vanjie left about 3 times. She kept coming back, leaving it, coming back, leaving it, coming back, leaving it, coming back. And it was hilarious. And it was true Vanjie form. But, ultimately she said she was in shock and, she was disappointed to get all the way to the end and not quite make it. But, Vanjie, they gave you a second chance. You came back and you slayed. Like you lasted to the end, boo. You don't have nothing to hang your head on. Nothing. You did it. Okay. With that being said, you guys, that's my review. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just not feeling well tonight. Just not feeling it. But I hope y'all enjoyed it anyway. Talk to y'all later. Peace.